shit right away because Mitch is fucking waiting outside like a menacing figure in the dark, wearing all black.
I'm not that menacing.
It was, listen, the approach to your home is sort of, good morning, Mitch.
Good morning, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you? The approach to your home is sort of up and around, like, you come up around
it's pretty
hill,
windy in like a woodsy area,
but
for sure.
You look up at the house.
Yeah, it's on a hill, yep.
So, you are also perched on top of this hill, but more importantly, you were standing menacing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you sit on that? Or that was in your seat?
No, it's good. It opened when I moved it, so there's stuff on the floor. I apologize, but we'll fix it.
Wow, I hope he doesn't beat himself up too much about that.
Oh, I'm gonna have nightmares about it for weeks now.
Sure. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Standing menacingly. Haven't seen you in about a week.
Yep.
You worked a little bit in between here and there.
Yep. I worked a little bit. Worked with some friends of ours. It was great. We had a great time.
Should we say that this is the official first episode of, what is it? Plot Holes and Potholes?
If you want to roll with that name, I'm down with it.
What's first? Potholes or plot holes? No, plot holes should be first.
Plot holes should be first.
Yeah.
And then potholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the name that I think we should go with.
Okay, so that's the name we're going with. This is the first official episode. The last one was the pilot. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. But I came prepared today. I have things I want to talk to you about.
Oh, okay, sick.
Do you have something you want to talk to me about first?
Not particularly, but I can definitely fill time if needed.
All right, cool. So let me get started. So it's no surprise that we're driving together right now.
Yep.
It's okay, if it's okay for me to say you don't drive currently.
No, not so much.
Okay. That being said, I want to talk about using your blinker because also maybe you're going to be driving more soon.
Well, I've been driving a little bit, so
right.
Yeah.
You're trying to get more comfortable driving.
Yes.
We don't need to go into that.
Yeah.
But using a blinker or a turn signal or an indicator, what are your thoughts on it? Because
absolutely necessary. You should always use it.
Always use it.
Always to be used. Absolutely necessary. And I have a story I can tell about something that happened recently where I almost witnessed like a massive collision because someone didn't use their blinker.
Yes. You can tell the story in a second.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of if you're from Southern New England, people are like people don't use their blinkers. That's like sort of a thing. But I really don't know if people use them anywhere. I don't think they're that I don't think like if you go to Ohio, 90% of the people use them. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't see that being a trope.
Also, you state how important it is.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about how easy
it's ridiculously easy.
Your hands are right here.
Yeah.
Your hands are next to the thing.
Yeah.
It's designed for you to be easily hit it, right?
And it's not like you have to do some complicated motion where you're playing bop it with it. You just flip it up or flip it down.
Yes. and you're the person that's driving.
Yeah.
The person that is knowing which way they're gonna go. Hopefully anticipating turns. I see right up here, I'm gonna bear right. I don't really think I need a blinker in this situation.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bear right, so guess watch this. Boom.
Look how
my brain said I'm bearing right, and so I'm gonna put my right blinker on. Now, did I really need to use my blinker here? Probably not.
Yeah, like, I guess technically if there's no one else on the road and there's no one behind you, who are you putting it on for?
But it's habitual.
Yeah.
So doing it even when no one is around is productive.
Absolutely
for your human element of it being habitual.
Yeah, so it's sort of like there's this thing that's called the law of repetition, which is as a process is repeated, the strength in its belief increases. So
yes. Wow, I love this. This is like a theory, a philosophy.
Yeah, so by you putting your blinker on all the time, even when there's no need to do it because of circumstances, by you just repeating the process over and over again, you condition yourself to put it on when it becomes necessary. And the fact that you have put it on reinforces the belief that you are a safer driver.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, I love to argue with you.
Yeah.
But I know I've said this to you before in person, like not on the podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
But when we can put our heads together
and agree on something, oh yeah,
it's big.
Oh yeah,
You know?
it's a big moment for the two of us.
Yeah, because I hope, honestly, I do hope that some of this show or whatever is us like arguing, because not because I don't like you, but I do like to argue with you. I think we have a good,
I agree,
like, anti stance on things, even if it's just to ruffle each other's feathers.
Yeah.
But fuck, you're so right. I'm so glad this went well. Regale me with this tale.
All right, so
your blinker story.
So I was just driving around the neighborhood, making a trip up to Lincoln Mall, and I was coming down this street that's around where I live called Angel Road, and basically there's a red light at the end of the street.
Hey, don't dox yourself too much.
That's all right. I don't care. So I'm coming down this street, and there's a red light at the end of the street, and it's a busy main road going both ways. So I'm like at the intersection. There's a guy across the street in a car. Yeah. Also at a red light. We're stopped at the red light.
Yep.
I want to go left.
Yep.
Right. This guy is going straight. So as far as I know, he's going straight.
No blinker on.
No blinker on.
Yeah.
Right. So the light turns green. Right. I'm waiting there for him to go. Mm-hmm. He doesn't go, and I'm like, what the hell is he waiting for me? And so thankfully I stayed where I was. So then he pulls out first, then he decides I'm gonna put my blinker on and make a right.
As he's already moving?
No, not a right. I'm sorry. He's gonna take a left.
So
he starts moving first, then he puts his blinker on. Right? There's another guy who's on the opposite end waiting to make a right on red.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So he starts to pull out thinking that goon is going straight. Right?
This guy is a goon.
And he's
a menace to society.
They come maybe this close to slamming into each other.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the whole time, remember, I wanted to make a left. So if I had gone too, we probably would have been looking at a 3-car collision.
Yeah, of course.
All because some nut didn't decide to put his blinker on.
Yeah, that sucks so much. Okay, 2 follow-up questions.
Yeah.
What were you going to the mall for?
Just practice going there and
just for driving sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so I also say you're in an interesting position as someone that is sort of learning to drive at this age, right?
Yeah.
Most of us learn to drive when we're fucking 16, 17, whatever, 18. Way too young though.
Yeah.
Like that's a really young age for something to be instilled on you and for you to like understand the responsibility of it. I mean, let's be honest, like cars are fucking dangerous.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's a 1,000-pound vehicle dead.
They're big metal boxes,
yeah,
absolutely, that are moving. Like right now, we're doing 45 miles an hour doing a podcast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it seems like people don't understand how serious that is. And now that's like a responsibility. That doesn't mean that it needs to be scary.
Yeah.
But it is like it's a responsibility, right? And so being 30 and learning how to drive is very interesting because huge turkey on the road. Look at this turkey. This guy's ready for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Oh wow. Look at that.
Ooh, there was almost as menacing as Mitch standing out front of his house. And that's what you call a callback, folks.
Yeah.
If you're looking to do comedy, you should not read any books. I used to do stand-up comedy and people would be like, you gotta read. I'm not reading a book about doing stand-up comedy. What are you talking about? You just need to do it. I guess maybe books would help. Whatever. Everyone's different. Different things work for different people. Now I whatever. Wow, I got worked up. So yeah, that's do you feel like did you try to learn how to drive when you were like 16, 17?
So yes, I actually learned how to drive when I was young.
You have a license.
I have a license. I passed the road test. I'm technically professionally trained, right? I guess I had an irrational fear, right, which sort of overtook my life. And I sort of just woke up one day recently and said, fuck it.
Yeah, and you were like, I want to get more comfortable doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you feel like you are, you've driven in cars, obviously. You're a smart enough person, not to pat you on the back too much, not to gas you up too much.
Sure.
I can't be doing that.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not when we're about to pull into work in a couple of minutes. Yeah,
exactly. But, are you learning new things?
So I wouldn't say I'm actually learning new things. I guess it's more about so I am the kind of person where I've always struggled with like the body mechanics of driving.
Okay.
Right? In the sense of, it's a lot of shit to do all at once. When you really think about it, right, there's a lot of fine motor skills involved, and I don't exactly have the best dexterity score in life, right?
Yeah.
So,
can you please, do you mind saying for the camera what you say for us at work when we throw something at you?
oh yeah, I'm not good at sports.
So that person, sorry, you say you're not good at sports. I didn't mean to overcut that. That motherfucker right there didn't use their blinker.
No blinker.
I could have gone, sure, I didn't need the 20 seconds whatever. It doesn't really matter. But if they had used their blinker and clearly communicate, that's what it is. It's communication. This is a communication-based society. We need to be, wow, we're driving by Lincoln Mall.
Oh, there it is.
Where, we need to be communicative with people.
Absolutely.
When we're driving in cars. If we're not good at sports, we need to let people know, hey, I'm not good at sports.
Yeah, don't throw things to me.
That doesn't mean you're a bad person.
No.
Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. There are pros and cons, right? If your weakness is not using your blinker, fuck you. It's an easy thing to do. Great Rhode Island bumper sticker, use your blinker.
Oh, I could see that for sure.
Oh no, I've seen them.
Oh really?
Yeah, this isn't an original.
Oh, okay.
USC,
I've never seen that.
YAH. Blinka with an AH at the end.
That's masterful.
Use your blinker is very Rhode Island. That's good. I love a good super niche bumper sticker that doesn't really make any sense to anyone else.
Yeah. Unless it's, like an inside joke or relevant to a particular region or something.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so not good at sports, so fine motor skills. Yeah, it is. It's multitasking,
Yeah, I don't know. I've always had trouble. This is gonna sound absolutely silly, but I don't really care. I've always had trouble when driving properly gauging the distance between how far I am from each side.
Sounds like me the first time I smoked weed and got behind the wheel of a car. Listen, I don't say no one should do that. I was 20 years old and I did that, and I was like, I didn't understand perspective. And so perspective, can be hard, right?
Yeah.
Depending on different miles per hour, especially even if you're not under the influence of things you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't condone anything. We're not scientists or doctors. I'm not saying you need to live your life like me. Actually, I would say that you should not live your life like me.
Yeah, if anything, I was thinking about this the other day.
Cautionary tale.
Exactly. If anything, if I leave any mark on the world at all, I want it to be a cautionary tale of what not to do in life.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's productive. Wow. Quick green light there. I know I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I don't even remember.
Well, we were talking about,
oh yeah, gauging the distance between. Yes. So I feel like I unlocked sort of the cheat code.
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound incredibly obvious to everybody else, but as long as you sort of position yourself kind of near like the yellow line on the right side, it all just sort of works itself out.
Sure.
It's almost like people designed these things correctly.
That's a great point. Same thing with just one of the white lines on the right hand side of the road. If you happen to be like in a 2-lane, 2 lanes going in the same direction.
Yeah. As long as you're not like crossing back and forth.
So you are learning new things.
Yeah, in a way, yes. Yeah. I'm learning things that I feel like I should have learned a long time ago, but no one bothered to tell me because it was self-evident.
Right. Okay. Well, we're at work. I think that was a nice button on it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be back after work.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
Successful work day.
I had fun.
I had fun. I like my job. I think I consider myself a lucky man.
I think we are quite spoiled
to be able to work the job that we do.
Yeah.
And like have sort of the freedom that we have and work with fun, creative people.
I definitely concur.
Yeah. So shout out to everyone on the crew today. You know who you are. Even the people who weren't there, Jim. What were we talking about earlier? I think we started putting a button in it.
Yeah, so earlier we were talking about turn signals, and you mentioned that you had a couple of questions. I don't know if in addition to the turn signal.
No, it wasn't additional. It was just another thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And it was your view on soup.
my view on soup.
Yeah, this is something that we've talked about a lot in real life. But I think it's important to cover here on the podcast because you have a wild take on soup. Would you consider it a wild take?
So I don't consider it wild because I'm me.
Yeah, right, because it's just true to your bones.
Yeah. But for some reason, this always leaves everybody flabbergasted. And it always starts with something like this. Mitch, do you like soup?
Right.
No, I actually hate soup.
You hate all soup.
But I like chowder.
Yeah, so chowder is not a soup to you? Chowder is not a soup to you?
Chowder is not a soup.
Stew's not a soup.
Stew is not a soup.
So what is the difference?
So to me...
Viscosity.
Not viscosity, because that's the speed of something, but the...
No, that's velocity, motherfucker. Viscosity is how thick something is.
You're right.
Yes, thank you. Thanks. So is that what it is?
I think...
You don't want to eat water.
Well, all right, so... it gets a little more complicated.
All right, so do you got 30 minutes? No.
No.
We'll be at your house in about 13.
Yeah, because I like ramen noodles.
Okay, soup.
But that's not a soup. Okay. It's ramen.
What about pho?
I've never had that actually.
Oh, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never had that.
It's great.
I think it really comes down to me that the soups that I have been exposed to that are labeled as soups,
yep,
I have just never liked.
So we're talking chicken noodle.
Chicken noodle soup, don't like it.
Minestrone.
Like that. Yeah, that like shitty Italian wedding soup that they serve at like
Italian wedding soup.
Awful.
Yes,
awful.
Very boring.
Pastina, awful.
So pastina doesn't bother me. It's like those weird shards of like lettuce that's in minestrone.
Oh,
like they cut up spinach into squares.
Yeah,
for
what
some
are they
reason.
doing with that?
What about a gazpacho?
No.
Cold soup.
No.
No, I'm not a
French onion soup. No.
Wow. Tomato soup.
No.
Even it's a little thicker.
No.
I don't like tomato soup myself.
No.
But I know tomato soup.
But then when I
cheese.
look at the other contestants in the contest on the stew team,
yes,
or the chowder team,
yes,
New England clam chowder,
fantastic,
delicious.
Yeah, delicious.
Don't even need to have any other chowders.
No, but I will say I have a chowder that I like a little bit more than New England clam chowder, and it's one of my favorite meals. Yeah, is corn chowder.
Corn chowder.
Yes,
I've never had corn chowder.
Oh my goodness, I love corn chowder. And you know what? Corn chowder has made me come to the realization, this is one of my catchphrases. Yeah. Corn complements corn.
Corn complements corn.
So a good corn chowder with a good corn bread is to me like a match made in absolute heaven, especially for like a late summer during like, you know, sort of that like corn harvest time of year. Yeah. It might be a little cold. You know, I like to eat soup in like the cold time of year.
Yeah, that's right? a pretty common thing,
I don't eat many soups in summer. Mm-hmm. I don't eat gazpacho because it's cold. Yeah. So that's not like a summer soup for me. But why are they different in your head?
Because on the chowder / stew team,
yes,
just has more victory points than anything I've ever had that's been labeled a soup. I just have never liked any soup I've ever had. Stew is peak, right? Yeah. As the kids would say, it's goated. Yes. You know?
Yes, stew is goated.
Right?
What's
beef
the
stew?
Okay.
Veal stew?
Oh, wow. Okay, I've never had that.
Right?
I've never had that. That sounds good.
Delicious.
Okay.
Don't even have to keep counting.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, and you were sick, were you ever having soup, or is anyone serving up soup for you?
No.
No.
No, because I knew I didn't like it.
Oh, gotcha. So you weren't like chicken noodle on a day?
No.
Absolutely not. You look disgusted when I asked you that question.
I was a citrus person on a sick day.
Okay, so what, like orange juice?
Oranges.
What, how many? Just like a dozen?
There was a time in my life where I used to eat way more clementines in a day than you should.
Oh, that became a problem?
It became
like the opposite of scurvy?
Kind of, yeah, because I found out the hard way that if you consume way too much citrus in a short amount of time, it can lead to bladder problems.
Ooh. Right? That does sound like something finding out the hard way. That sucks.
Yeah, but it wasn't the bladder problem, the type where, you know, you were going too often. It was you had to go, but you couldn't. Oh. It was like, it like gives you that sensation. Oh, it was awful.
Sounds awful.
It was, yeah. So now I limit myself to, if I have the opportunity to eat an orange, I'll eat maybe 1 orange. If it's a little orange, maybe I'll eat 2. But as it stands, you know, I'm not eating like 6, 7, 8 oranges a day.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that's fine. No one should be eating 6 or 7 probably.
I like them, dude. I'm actually a big fruit eater. This shocks a lot of people for some reason.
It shouldn't shock anyone.
I don't know. People look at me and they assume, oh, here's probably this guy who, like, he only eats red meat. He eats red meat and pasta. Yeah. But I actually love fruits. I love all sorts of melons, cantaloupe, honeydew,
like this is actually,
pineapple.
Okay.
Right. I love grapes.
Okay.
I love you know, all the different kinds of grapes, white grapes, purple grapes, those
candy grapes?
Yeah.
Those are good.
Those
long grapes, you've had those?
Yeah. The ones I'm thinking of are the ones that people usually use to make jelly, and they got like the
Concord grapes?
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the ticket.
Those are good.
Right? Apples. Big fan of a lot of different apples.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer a crispier kind of apple.
Okay.
Over a softer sort of apple.
Yeah, I agree.
Not really a big Red Delicious fan.
No, Red Delicious, that name is a misnomer.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
It should be called a red. It's fine.
Yeah, whoever named that was up their own ass.
Yeah, they'd never eaten any other apples in their life.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, Granny Smith. This should have been called Green Delicious.
I love to chop up apples and eat them with like peanut butter. That's a great thing, right?
Peanut butter is a perfect food.
Peanut butter is delicious. Shoutouts to George Washington Carver.
Yeah, thank you, George Washington Carver.
I don't think he invented peanut butter, though. I think he just found a bunch of uses for it.
He did. He was a big peanut tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
A peanut-tour. Now, let me ask you about a fruit that you didn't mention.
Okay.
Strawberries.
All right, I like strawberries, but the problem I have with strawberries is they get moldy super fucking quick.
I fucking hate strawberries. I haven't had a good strawberry.
That's fair.
You know,
they are an acquired taste.
But like they're, you know, like certain fruits, you know, most fruits are seasonal, right?
Yeah.
We're living in a time where you can sort of get fruit from California all the time, whenever you want, and so seasonal has sort of gone away.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, like, I'm wearing a hat with blueberries right now.
Yeah.
You can't really you can buy blueberries at the grocery store. They're not nearly as good as they are.
No, they're not fresh.
August or September.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But strawberries, I feel like I'm always wanting something a little bit better. Like, I love a strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good. But just a regular strawberry, take a bite into it. Doesn't excite me.
Strawberries are best when paired with other things. Like,
do you like strawberries dipped in chocolate?
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh, okay.
I like strawberries with like Cool Whip is good.
Oh, okay.
But strawberries are great when in a fruit salad.
Yes, I see
with
that.
a bunch of other fruits.
I see that.
All
that
sort of mixed together, getting the juices on each other. You know,
mix your juices.
Yeah. Exactly. It's key, right?
You gotta mix the juices.
I'm also a big vegetable fan too.
Okay.
Raw vegetables.
Okay.
Delicious. I love a vegetable platter.
Yes.
Right.
A crudite.
Yeah, a crudite, as I called it the other day.
Yeah.
A nice crudite is. I love it, dude. Some of my favorites to have. Although I guess technically this is a fruit. Bell peppers, sliced bell peppers.
I think like most things that we call our vegetables are actually fruits.
Yeah.
And the difference is the seed is on the inside.
Yeah, it comes from the flowering part of the plant.
Exactly, the part of the plant that flowers, the apple, the tomato, it turns into that. A vegetable is something like a potato.
Yeah, it's like the root or like another part of the plant or something, like broccoli.
Broccoli, yes, cauliflower.
Yeah.
Which are all actually from the same plant.
Yeah.
They're all derived from like mustard plant originally.
Right? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like the mustard plant has been cultivated to turn into Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, all of those sort of things are like from
I didn't
the same,
know that at all.
But have changed a lot over the years as we have sort of genetically modified them, not in the Monsanto way.
Yeah.
But like in the, hey, we're gonna just like sort of natural selection, but not natural selection.
Yeah.
Human selection.
No, I get what you mean.
Right.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do with celery is so I chop up the celery into, you know, like pieces maybe about like 2 or 3 inches long.
Okay.
I get one of those ramekins, which for those who don't know what a ramekin is, because it's sort of a fancy word, it's that like those little sauce dishes.
Yeah.
Right. And I like
a little ketchup in it.
Yeah. I get some olive oil, some salt, pepper, garlic powder.
Ooh.
And sometimes just a little hint of oregano, and I stir it around. Sometimes if I'm adventurous, I'll put a little white balsamic in there, and I'll just
wow.
I'll just scoop that up with the celery.
The rarest form of balsamic.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was a conversation that blew my mind when I casually mentioned like white balsamic, and all the people that we worked with, right, who aren't Italian heritage dominant like me, right? They were like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
White balsamic? Like they were only familiar with the balsamic vinaigrette,
right,
you know, dark balsamic as they call it. Sometimes they call it the balsamic of Moderna.
What even is balsamic?
I'm not really sure.
Like, how do you get that? What are they vinegarizing? You know what I mean?
You know, I probably should know because I'm a man who collects all sorts of useless knowledge, but I don't know.
Yes. What is our knowledge except for useless knowledge, so that we can spread it on the podcast? Yeah, but maybe I gotta do a little vinegar research. What is it? What is it from? What's on the label?
Grapes, I think.
Right? Is it a grape thing?
It must be.
Right? Because I know like wine eventually will turn into vinegar. Yeah. Right? Like if you like age it a different way. So it must be some type of, grapes.
I think
olives.
it's grapes.
Is it olives?
I don't know.
It's something dark.
Dark balsamic, yes.
Olives, because that's olive oil.
Yeah.
Not the character from Popeye.
No, I know.
I meant to say olive oil, not olive oil.
Yeah.
Because olive oil is the character from Popeye, but olive oil is what you put on your salad.
Yeah, and my celery.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks, Mitch. It's been another episode.
Yeah.
And it's been great.
I enjoyed myself. Yeah. I had fun.
I had fun, too. It was great. It's a great way to pass the 15-minute drive from home.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as long as it is.
No, it's nice. But 15 minutes in Rhode Island terms, that's like...
Oh, it's forever, dude.
Yeah.
It's forever.
I'm not driving further than 20 minutes.
Anything that's more than 20 minutes away is a day trip.
Absolutely not.
You gotta pack your bags.
Yeah. We got a cooler out back. Pass me a Polar Seltzer, would you? Yeah. All right. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.